What's going on, everyone? Greg Ferris for another weekly training summary for you guys. On this one, I'll probably just play some tracks over it so you guys can hear some music as opposed to me just talking for 10 minutes. I'll just kind of jump in here and there when I need to add some things in. But started off, of course, with upper body day. Bench press, I hit 215 for 5. Didn't get that on camera. Big PR for me there. Followed up with some assistance work. Again, getting away from the strength hypertrophy stuff, and now my assistance work is also kind of a linear progression, just increasing the intensity pretty much and decreasing the reps as the weeks go. Then I followed it up with my favorite horizontal row right now, which is just a one-arm dumbbell row. Again, you're seeing I'm using straps here for this set. I believe this was my second to last set, or my last set. So I always encourage people to use straps as little as they possibly can. But again, there's become a point where your lats are going to become a lot stronger than your forearms, and you're going to have to use that to keep progressing. So just don't overuse straps, and you'll be fine. Again, I don't do any forearm work, and most of my lifts I can do without straps. So on to my first lower body day of the week, which is my squat emphasis. This was my heavy set, which is 300 for 3 plus. I only hit 4 here, which I wasn't too pleased with. I made a little transition. I went from my typical kind of mid to low bar and actually went to a true high bar, and I felt like it kind of limited me a little bit with my strength here. So definitely gonna switch back to that mid to low bar for my heavy stuff. And I actually did so in the same workout for my volume squats, and I felt a lot better. So just made a little mistake there, I think, just trying to change things up. But I made some adjustments. I think I'm good from here on out. Still hit that 3 plus. And I'm definitely seeing a lot of benefits from doing mobility work, and especially doing mobility work not just prior to the workout, but also the prior day to the workout. So for me, what that means is after my workout, my Monday upper body workout, I do lower body mobility stuff, and then like on a Wednesday I will do mobility upper body stuff prior to my Thursday upper body workout. So not only just doing it like 10 to 15 minutes before your workout, but like 24 hours before your workout, I found to be pretty beneficial. And then I really want to talk about this, the barbell hip thrust, but I don't see really too many people doing. I just started doing this last week, and then this was my second week doing this, so I just increased the weight a little bit. Just went up to 215, which is definitely nothing heavy. I'm just kind of taking it 5 to 10 pounds each set, and to try to keep the form. Again, I am by no way in shape or form a pro at these at all, so any feedback I can get would be awesome. I definitely need to get some different angles, and I will definitely post a Brett Contreras video on how to do these, since he is like the master of glute stuff, right? Definitely think there's going to be benefit here, not just from a hypertrophy standpoint, but also kind of like a sticking point. I don't do like any glute work, so this would be nice to really do well with those, and they're just kind of fun. On my third training day of the week, this was my OHP day. So jump right into my heavy set again. This was 140 for 3. I hit 5 plus here. The last one was a grinder for sure. I was pretty happy with this. And one thing I'm kind of constantly seeing with my pressing is I'm kind of pressing up and back. So I definitely need to focus on that. Definitely next week, really on my warm-up sets, going to try to film and really try to push the form just pressing up, because I'm kind of limiting my strength there. But overall, great overhead press. then my fourth and final training session of the week was today. This was my deadlift day. We're jumping right into the heavy set here. This was 320 for 3+, and I hit 6 here. I definitely had some more in the tank, but wanted to leave a few in. I was going to squat after this as well, but felt really good. Deadlifts are really progressing for me. I increased it by 15 pounds last week, or the previous month, and these first 2 weeks have been awesome. Again, I've said this in a lot of my videos, I think, but ever since I made that transition, just to get my shoulders a little bit further in front of the bar, I feel like I can use my spinal erectors and my lats and even kind of my upper traps and things like that more than I did before. I kind of just turned it into an entire leg exercise. So definitely pleased with how my deadlifts are going now. And this was just kind of from a different angle, and this was one of my volume sets. I'm not even sure which one this was, so any kind of critique I can get from someone who actually knows what they're talking about would be awesome. I do go with the over-under grip, which I know some people aren't a fan of because of like pulled biceps or whatever, but I feel like it's a lot more natural to me. I may make the transition sometime, but for now I'm definitely rolling with that. And again, I feel like deadlifts becoming one of my better lifts now. You know, my numbers still aren't crazy, but if I can keep progressing 15 pounds a month, I'll be pulling some pretty heavy weight fairly soon. So then I followed that up with some high bar. These were true high bar back squats here. Again, this is the second time I'm squatting this week, so it's not as high intensity as on Tuesdays. So as opposed to on Tuesdays, I was doing 4 to 6 reps at 75%. These were 6 to 8 reps at 65%. So the reps are a little bit higher, and obviously the intensity is going to be a little bit lower, and even to be lower than it would be normally, just because I've already squatted that day or that week in the high bar and then after deadlift. So just kind of keep that in consideration. And then the last clip I have here, these are 45-degree back extensions. Probably post another Contreras video on kind of how to do these. The one thing I really noticed about this is why I wanted to film, was I think I'm going into a little bit of hyperextension right here. You know, it's pretty subtle, and I may not, but I feel like I may be a little bit. This is a great exercise if you don't have like a glute ham. Unfortunately, I don't in my gym, so I use this kind of a substitute. Again, you want to think about squeezing your glutes, pulling you up. I'll let Contreras talk about that. He's 10 times more knowledgeable than me. But I definitely like this as another kind of posterior chain after my deadlifts. So that's it for this training footage, guys. Again, I'll have my kind of summary of how I laid out the whole week with my 4 big lifts coming up here in a second. There it is, guys. So I hit, you know, 5 on bench, 4 on squat, 5 on OHP, and 6 on deadlift. You see the boring but big stuff in a way is now at 75%, and then 80% will follow next week, and my rep range will be 2 to 4. So again, a linear progression. I'm really feeling that. Thank you guys for watching. See you next week.